Morning. What's up, Dylan? You're not back yet because you're out camping on the weekend. I hope you had a good time. Yeah, man. Basically, start of a new week today. I didn't train Saturday. Again, I don't know if there was like some leftover fatigue or if it's just knee stuff or what. The bench stress has been super high, so even my shoulder was feeling a little banged up. Feel a lot better today, so we'll get a session in today. I might be modifying my lower body movements a little bit. We're gonna add a little bit more of a intentional and exaggerated tempo, both eccentrically and on the way up, eccentrically and concentrically for the squat and maybe the deadlift, and see if I can get a little bit better reaction out of my knee. So what happened last week was I got my day one, day two, my comp lifts, but the knee got super swollen from that. And so what I did, my first reaction was like, okay, I'm gonna rest it. So I rested it 2 days and basically no change. So I said, okay, well, rest doesn't seem to be helping. So what I did then was I went for like a 5K or so, like in the city hike. I use air quotes on that, but took Bronson out for a nice big W. I can't say the word because he's right behind me. And honestly, today my knee feels a lot better. So I think the trick will be to continue using it even when it seems really swollen, but I'm gonna have to be somewhat conscientious of how I'm using it and the movements that I choose for it. I did my first little bit of like knee and hip rehab last week, and I think I mentioned this in the outro video for last session, but it's feeling pretty hopeful. Like that's the first time I've done movements that have actually given me some sensation in exactly where I get my hip pain. So who knows, maybe there's some efficacy there. I got my protocol from Mr. Dr. Sam Spinelli. And it seems like it's going to be some good stuff. So I've got a whole second spreadsheet I'm using to track all that stuff, but we can talk a little more about that later. Today's going to be some squats and some comp squats, some comp bench, and some back work. We got singles on the menu. We'll see how she goes.
Static selector.
Playing through the broken ankles, man. Never sit down, cause I'ma stand up. Yo, book a ticket to the tropics, cause I'm through with all the shit that I'm living every day. In the mirror saying, why me? Hide my eyes, cause I'm sicking with the image. Abusing marijuana, sipping vintage for the time being. My skill set is very serious, in fact. Spit a wild rap, carve a steak right off the cow's back. Throw it on the grill, I'm cooking in the stew. Same shit that's on the grill, gave me leather for the boot. If they make me take the stand, then I'm lying through my teeth, though. Asked to swear to God, but in that I don't believe, though. My man Stevie Mo playing safety for Toledo. Hustle till my fingers staying cheesy like a Cheeto. Shorty on the bench, pleasure in my PP. Smart crew, TCN, lyrical graffiti. Drug roll precise like a hooker with the dice. Butcher with the knife, you get took it for your life. So much to say, it's so little time, it's shitty. Killer Queens, the borough, New York be the city. Coming crazy out your mouth, I get you split up like a Philly. Running through the maze like I'm Willie, you gotta feel me. I'm moving forward, cause nothing's gonna be the same. Eyes blurry from the smoke, I can't see the lane. Swerving heavy, bottle in my lap. I'm looking for a problem, so I'm modeling the gap. Somebody save me, cause I don't wanna go to jail. I'd rather be up in the mansion for the polo sale. But I'm here, stuck inside my thoughts. I'm trying to have a bag of money stuffed inside my shorts. My life is like a movie, blizzard with the shotty. Hooker house on Roozy, chilling in the lobby. Yes, I'm living gnarly, the 40 ounce of barley. Open up cigars and fill them with a bunch of Marley. Double cup, pour the house straight from Ruger. Ruger for intruders, hand in hands made by the doulas. Ginger ale and Nick's glasses, your style is piss, motherfucker, time to flip the mattress. Kick it swift as cashes, my mind is stronger than Marius Puginel's. Obvious to see I'm a star straight off the couch. You rapping with a blouse, you get slapped upside the mouth by the Zangief look-alike. Bronson always cook it right, spray the vinegar to tighten up a yummy. Smoking got me squinting like the sky's high and sunny. Attachment on the nozzle make the iron fire funny. Never stop until my body diving in a pile of money.
All right, so we're about to head into the day 2 session of this week. Currently about 14 weeks out from Commonwealths. And I can't squat. So the knee has gotten pretty resistant to bending. I tried to squat yesterday. I did some work with an empty bar. I just wasn't able to get to depth comfortably. Tried messing around with my stance a little bit. The knee just isn't having it right now. I don't think that the inability to squat will last for very long. I think before long I'll be able to start loading it, but it might be a lot lighter than I would like. So essentially what I'm going to do is kind of double up on the like rehab exercises. And I think what that'll allow me to do is to load the knee and to work the knees and to do some stuff for my hip and take the necessary time to allow for recovery, which clearly my body needs. My bench is going exceptionally well, so I can double down on that and focus on continuing to push one of my biggest weak points while allowing my body to recover to the point where I can train. I think the amount of time we have should be sufficient. I think within 4 to 6 weeks, I'm hoping I should be able to be training relatively normally. And I think that that will leave me enough time, 8 to 10 weeks to put together a proper peak and good, performance for Commonwealth. So I'm honestly not really upset or angry or bothered about it. I think if anything, this is just, do you guys remember do y'all remember at the beginning of the series where I was like, I wish it would just go. Like, I wish it would just, blow up. Like, if I'm going to be hurt, I just want to be hurt. Well, I think we're there. I can't do the comp movements. So I think to me, this is kind of helpful in terms of being held back a little bit. And I'll just do my rehab stuff, my knee extensions and little hip movements and stuff like that. Things that my body will tolerate. We'll work our way slowly back into it. We'll push the bench. I think we're going to be all right. So today's going to be bench against chains and some dumbbell incline.
Bryce.
Yeah?
What's up?
Oh, welcome back. It's Thursday today. It's the day after the training session that just wrapped up. And I am feeling better than I should about all of this, like not being able to squat. I might be able to deadlift, we'll see. But I think the thing I was really feeling through yesterday's workout was that I'm pretty happy I have some time to focus on my upper body training, to focus on, upper body training well and intensely coupled with a caloric surplus. And I feel like I have some...
No, don't mind me. Keep going. Keep going. This is... Oh, I'm going to rip your chain off.
Yeah, be careful, dude.
There you
go. Upper body training coupled with a caloric surplus, hopefully putting some mass on my upper body, which I think is probably, not probably, is definitely my weakest point in terms of my, 3 lifts. So that's a hopeful thing. We're also, as of this morning, you can see we've got this brand new back extension here.
They can't see, but
You will be able to see in a moment. So we got this really nice hammer strength back extension that I think we're going to be able to load the piss out of. And I'm trying to just like build other stuff that I can do, right? Like if I can't do a deadlift, well, can I do stiff leg deadlifts and back extensions? If I can't squat, can I do, well, I tried doing some leg press yesterday. It was iffy at best, but we're just figuring some stuff out that I can do. I think we're going to get a leg extension, leg curl in here and try to build a little bit of progression into something like that. And I'm still really hopeful with things. So I don't know, the rehab stuff continues to go better and better. And I don't know, tomorrow's a new day. We'll be lifting, we'll be streaming. We'll see how it goes. What to say about today? I'm in a lot of pain right now. So we started off, we were gonna try out some squats, and I had a little bit more range of motion than the last time I tried to squat. So I was able to squat the empty bar, which was an improvement. And I thought, okay, well, let's try 70. Maybe I'll do like a 3x3 at 70 kilos. That was my plan. On my second rep of my second set with 70 kilos, I think I maybe wasn't quite as controlled as I could have been or should have been, changing directions, and I felt like it rolled. It felt like a muscle like rolled out of place. Like, imagine there's like a groove that the muscle's supposed to fit into, and it just went, or maybe it just went out and didn't come back in. But anyways, it caused me a lot of pain. Feels very similar to, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks ago or so when I was doing that 175 and just about didn't stand it back up. Except this has just continually gotten more and more and more painful as time passes since the lift. So I squatted, and then I did some leg press because that seemed very pain-free, felt kind of good on the knee. And, got up from the leg press, started benching. And as I worked my way through a few bench sets, my legs started to hurt more and hurt more and hurt more. And then by the end of the bench, I was limping because I could barely walk on it. And that was about 40 minutes ago. I made my way over to the couch here. Dylan very kindly got me some Advil and some ice for my calf. Because that seems to be where it is like right at the top of my calf on the outside. But it's basically just radiating pain. There doesn't seem to be a comfortable place or position. The ice doesn't seem to be helping. The Advil doesn't seem to be helping. So I'm just laying here in a lot of pain, and that's about it. Outside of that, I still, honestly, this is going to sound fucked up, but I'm not super deterred from things being okay. Honestly, a lot of the times when you're a high-performing athlete, this is kind of how recovery for these things go. Like, you kind of have to figure out how much you can do, and that probably results in you being, a little overly aggressive a couple times, because you got to figure out where that baseline is. Like, I don't know if I could squat 70 kilos or not. Now I know, probably not right now, right? Like, probably trying to squat right now isn't good. But if I could have squatted and gotten even a couple of sets at 70 kilos, well, shit, that's going to be a really big boon and a really big benefit to me in terms of retaining my squat while I rehab my knee. So I don't regret anything. I don't think I did anything wrong. It just, you kind of need to test the threshold of things. You need to see where you're at. So for now, I mean, we regress things further. We take a few more steps back. We hope that this isn't like a big deal, a big acute thing that's going to cause me months of setback. And I don't know. We see how we go from here. But this is the laid bare of being a 10-year veteran of the sport, still trying to push to be at IPF Worlds. So, I don't know. We'll see where we go from here. That's all I've got. I don't know. My shit hurts. Come closer. All right. We can't be too loud. We're here in Resistance headquarters at an undisclosed location hiding from the Empire. Things have been dicey since the change in the powerlifting dictatorship. And it all started with those bench rule changes. The next thing we knew, people were paying exorbitant amounts of money just to compete, and then people weren't allowed to compete, and things have really spiraled. So, if you're seeing this, if you're reading this in the past, don't make the same mistakes. Make changes. Let people arch their benches. Anyways.
Welcome back to Calgary Barbell HQ. This is our new secret location.
Yes, this is our new secret. The secret undisclosed location of the Resistance.
Powerlifting Resistance.
Yes.
Yes.
We're here.
We are here.
Anyways.
So we kind of ended on a bit of an awkward note last week. Or
Scary note.
Like
even
2 minutes ago in the video.
Yeah. Time is different in these vlogs.
In this world.
Yeah, we ended on a bit of a scary note. I was frightened. Honestly, I thought I'd torn my calf. I thought I had pretty severely strained my muscle. But there's no pooling or bruising, there's no swelling. An hour or two later, it just kind of went away. And I think that, I don't think that. Objectively and subjectively since then, my knee's actually been quite a bit better. Leading up to that incident, I had a sort of buildup of swelling, and the swelling was quite severe, and it was really limiting my range of motion. Even completely unloaded, I was having a hard time bending my knee all the way and getting a full flexion through my knee joint. After that, once the pain subsided and just kind of went away, it's been a little more acutely painful, so I can feel a little more pull or stiffness, whatever, a little more pain when I'm walking up and down stairs, but I can also bend my knee all the way without it resisting. So it feels way more manageable now. I had some deadlifts on Saturday, so I decided I would try out pulling against chains, and I did I think 70 or 75 kilos plus the chains for some sets of 5. I realized later it should have been 6s, but that's really not the end of the world. And was kind of able to find a decently pain-free spot to pull from, and it was okay. It was whatever. I think I did 2 sets, called it a day. I benched that day. My shoulder's a little sensitive, so I pulled back 2.5 kilos to 177, but it was perfect. It was the right choice. It went really well. And then I hit a really nice set at 160 for 5, which honestly I was really proud of that. I think that's a PR. I've hit a number of sets at 160 for 4, and that's like that makes the 160 for 5 not super significant, but I don't think I ever did 160 for 5. I did 160 for like a 4x4 a few blocks ago, but I don't think I ever took it for 5, so I'm taking the PR, and there's nothing you can tell me different. I'm looking forward to maybe getting some squat exposures on my knee and trying to just like squat the empty bar, like 70 kilos. You know, I had an adverse reaction to it, so we pull it back. And I think for me, you know, Dylan and I had the conversation where he's like, should you just not squat at all? Like, is that better? And to me, it's like, okay, well, if I keep some sort of concurrent, he's like, squatting 70 kilos isn't going to do anything for you really. But in my head, it at least gives me a baseline. So I know if I have, you know, squatting the empty bar, squatting 60 or 50 kilos, you know, if I have that movement to at least give me a bit of a litmus test or a little bit of a baseline, you know, then I know when it's too early or too late to start pushing things. So I'm not going to do that in place of rehab stuff, but I do want to have that there as like an indicator whenever it pops up in my training. I want to do a little bit of it and just see how it feels.
I still think you're rushing it a little bit, but
because the last time I deadlifted, I found some absolutely, I found some very, very much 0 out of 10 completely pain-free deadlifts with my hips lower, with more of something that looks more like my deadlift technique. But yeah, I think we're progressing in the right direction. I think another week or 2, hopefully we can start loading it a little bit. But again, I can't get ahead of myself here. So we'll see how it goes.
It's literally a roller coaster.
A little bit.
Every week is either a pretty good week where it's like, okay, things are turning around. And then the next week out of nowhere for like no reason, it'll just be like day 1, nope, not happening. And then like the rest of the week seems to just trend that way. And it's just like up and down and up. It's funny with these episodes, like people are going to see this one and be like, oh shit, things are bad. And then they might see the next week and be like, oh, things are good.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's
also just kind of how it goes.
Yeah.
I think at this level and at this like training age, you know what I mean? I think one of the biggest things for me at this training age is just trying to get the work in. So the foundational element is to get myself in a state and in a space where I can do work, where I can do training. And then doing the training is like the easy part. In a weird way, like doing the training and slogging through and doing the stuff is easy for me. Like with my bench training right now, it's fine. It's going great. I know what to do. I know how hard to push it. You know, I know when to pull back a little bit. It's fine. Because my shoulders are healthy-ish and I'm in a good spot and I can do the training. But with my lower body, that's the challenge, is like, okay, I need to get my body ready and willing to accept training stimulus. So it's kind of an interesting paradox, or like an interesting, very different way of approaching things from being a more novice lifter, where you're trying to figure out what's the best way to train, like what's the best program, you know, who's the best coach, that kind of stuff. Whereas now it's just like, I know what I need to do. I just need to get to a point where I can do it.
That's all I have for this segment.
Okay.
I have a lot of questions actually to go through from our previous video, but it is now Thursday. Mm-hmm. You have a podcast to do. Mm-hmm. I have to finish this video so that I can upload it for this Sunday.
Right.
And we're streaming tomorrow. So I'm going to leave question of the day out of this video, I think.
We did one already.
I don't think we did it for this video, but...
we did one for next video?
Yeah, next week.
Time is a construct, everybody.
In this world, it's very complicated and confusing. But yeah, I'll leave it for next week, and then hopefully we keep that rolling because we did get a lot of questions. And I mean, keep asking questions if you have anything you want answered in these videos. Sure. Yeah, thanks for joining.
All right, we'll sign off there. Good luck, fellow resistors.